Thank you so much for joining us tonight. This is MeWe Fairs, your safe space for authenticity and transformation. We have events in the Pacific Northwest and online, and tonight is one of our online events. It's a panel. There are 7 of us on the panel tonight. We will be introducing ourselves, chatting about the theme, which is Lion's Gate, cosmic activation. The portal is coming tomorrow. And then we will be available to answer questions from the audience. It's free to be here to listen and learn, and it's a small price to ask a question of the panel. It is sliding scale, and we have a lower price for BIPOC folks. I'll go over a little bit more about what it is to ask a question. If you know that you'd like to ask a question of the panel, we request that you do pay ahead. There are some ways to pay in the chat if you have any questions about that, or, oh no, I don't have it in the chat yet. I'm wrong. Let me get it in the chat right here at the bottom. We do request that you pay first, and we generally go in the order that you have paid. So let me know after you pay that you've done so I can get you in line. Yes, exciting to be here all together again. And I mentioned this is being recorded and it'll be posted on our YouTube channel. I appreciate all of you practitioners coming together to share about this time, to be available to everyone. So let's go through and we'll do introductions, and maybe we'll have Alina go last. Well, Alina, do you want to go first or last, given where you are on your journey? What's that?
It doesn't really matter.
Okay, great. Well, let's see. We'll have Alina go first, and then we'll have Diane, and then Goddess Renata, and then Crystal, and then Jenny, and then DoveLight. And yeah, make some changes. Okay, great. All right. Yeah. So go ahead, Alina. You've got a couple minutes. Tell us who you are and what you do. And let's aim to talk about the theme afterwards, everyone. So let's just talk about you the first round, and then we'll talk about the theme. Oh, go ahead, Alina.
All right. My name is Alina, and I typically go by the business name of Subtle Matters. I started out as a crystal healer and then proceeded into learning how to read the astrological oracle deck called Symbolon. And then I learned the structured form of art therapy called neurographics, and that is what helps you build beneficial connections between your brain cells, neural pathways. I also have developed an algorithm last year, a neurographic algorithm for working with the Lion's Gate. When you set the intentions for the next 3 to 6 months or so, using the picture, your own hands and markers to get your brain going and get those juices flowing when you manifest something. The link to that algorithm, both video and the pictures in PDF, should be available at some point. And um, I haven't learned much about Lion's Gate per se. What I do know is my best
and I just
friend
want to
is a
interrupt.
Leo. And
Sorry,
yeah.
I know you're driving. I'm interrupting you. Let's wait and talk about more about the Lion's Gate after we do the introductions, if that's all right.
Okay.
Great. Thank
Thank
you
you.
for.
Yes. Not a problem. But yeah, this is kind of what I do. There are a few things to unpack, and they'll probably pop up during the panel. But I'm open to any questions, and hopefully in about half an hour, I'll have my card deck in my hands as well. So I'm not looking in the camera much because I'm looking at the road, but I am here and I'm present as I can be.
It's
Thank
great.
you.
We appreciate that. Yeah, safety first. Exactly. DoveLight's right. Eyes on the road first. Thank you so much for sharing. And anything else you want to add after you get landed, just let us know. All right, great. Next we have Diane, and then Goddess Renata.
Diane Evans. My company is A Mystical Journey. I'm a spiritual life coach, 5th generation shaman, 4th generation druid, a sacred geometry energy healer and practitioner. I do all different types of readings. I'm an oracle and past life, ancestral, healing the inner child. I'm also licensed as a state advocate for domestic violence, sexual assault, and family advocacy. So stop in. We'll talk about the opportunities to rewrite your story with this 8-8 portal and the quantum leaps that are available. So look forward to talking to y'all.
Great. Thank you so much, Diane. I'll get Diane's information in the chat too, and more people keep coming in, so I'll put the basic stuff in there as well. Goddess Renata, and then Crystal, and then Jenny.
Hi, Al. Goddess Renata here, New Earth Mentor. This is a new place, a new space, and new time. And sometimes we have to get people out of our space, our place, and our face in a way that it's not disruptive, more harmonious, and more graceful. And that's what a lot of this is all about. So I'm going to help you find more grace in your space by using my tools, numerology, Reiki Master, 30 years of embodied spiritual experience. That's pretty much it. So, um, it's gonna be fun. Yeah, I'm kind of radiating like the colors I got on today. So let's sparkle, all of us, and let's own our own wisdom. I like to say you're it and a bag of chips. All right.
Thank you so much, Goddess Renata.
Here.
All right, we've got Crystal and then Jenny and then DoveLight. Oh, Crystal, let's get you unmuted.
On my mic. There we go. Hi, everyone. I'm Crystal Novak. I'm a psychic reader, conscious channel. I do energy work. I'm also a mentor and a coach. I've been doing this level of work for over 40 years. And part of the training that I received with this was being part of a channeled meditative study group for 35 years. We met once a week for 35 years, which covered a lot of different material. Including the Akashic Records, the Tree of Life of the Cappella, astrology, the chakra systems, working with energy, understanding how consciousness works, how to work with your belief system, pull false beliefs, soul contracts, past life stuff. So when I work, essentially what happens is I work from a place of knowingness. And so whatever's the most appropriate source for that information comes through for me. And literally the name of my business is I know stuff.me because that's the way it is. I just know stuff. That's the easiest way to describe everything that happens for me. So looking forward to this evening and having a good time. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much, Crystal. Next, we have Jenny and then DoveLight.
Hi there, I'm Jenny Cappella with Miracles with Jenny, and I am a intuitive crisis, career, and relationship coach. And people come to me in transition in all those different areas. Sometimes when we go through relationships, like let's say that it's somebody that's a life partner, for example, we, don't always have the same growth pattern as people that are our life partners or friends or family in general. And so when that happens, sometimes it can feel real jagged and it can feel like and become a full-blown crisis. Should I stay with this person? Who am I different from this person, etc.? Other people come to me when they're in a dark night of the soul, they're going through a spiritual awakening of some kind. And then I also work with lots of people in career transition. They've been laid off. They're wondering, what am I going to do financially? Should I just bag the types of jobs or titles that I've had and go into something else? And so I am also very, very glad to be here tonight. And I thank Laureli for organizing all this. And thank you very much for coming tonight.
Thanks so much, Jenny. And DoveLight is next.
Good evening, everybody. My name is DoveLight, and you can find me at DoveLight Oracle in Instagram on any search Google engineer. I am very honored and grateful to be here. Thank you all for coming. Thank you, Laureli. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm just a regular person. And just as a regular person, I have a connection to the divine. I also start my journey doing the best I could, or I was aware to heal myself. And I'm still a work in progress. We all are, but that's the beauty of being human. And through that progress, I was able to be exposed to different healing abilities and to learn how to trust my own abilities. We all have gifts when we come to this planet. I'm from Peru, from indigenous background of the Andean and the Amazon, and I also walk the Mayan path. I'm involved in directly working with ancestral indigenous elders. I do cacao circles. I work with that as a plant medicine. All the plants are masters. Any plants, your garlic, your carrots, your flowers, all of them are master plants. And I feel like also it is very beautiful, the part that is very holistic, because one of my most beloved passion is working with energy healing, which is from the non-physical. I'm attuned to very different frequencies, but the main one is the connection to the divine. Some of the shamanic work that I could do is to clear cards, to bring the soul, to retrieve your power animal, to bring clarity and insight. A lot of the readings that I do is through oracles and tarot, but it's just most like a tool, so like a point to focus. a point to focus. But I feel like one of the most beautiful experience that I've been able to do while doing this work is to remember that we all have a connection to the divine. And at the end of the day, many of the readings that I do, it's a confirmation of the things that you already know you have. We are in the Lion's Gate, but we also are about to reach fall. We are moving, we are cycles. So I feel like this is a good opportunity to take a moment, if you choose to really reevaluate where are you in your life, what is that you want, are you achieving your goals. So what I love about this panel is there are many gifted people here who, if you choose to, you can take advantage at this time that we're all together to help us if you have any question or guides. And yeah, basically that's me. And I also have a coupon. It's called Summer for 20% off, a discount from any reader if you choose to have a session with me after this panel. I'm very grateful and thank you.
Thank you so much, DoveLight. Let me get Jenny's information and DoveLight's information here in the chat. And I'll share a little bit about me, and then we will talk about the theme tonight, Lionsgate. So in addition to running the MeWe Fairs events, I'm Laureli Shimayo, and I'm an intuitive eye reader, body psychology coach, and matchmaker. I'm watching your eyes, your energy, your body, the way it comes through your body, and together I have insight into who you are and why you're here. My aim is to help you be authentic, to make choices that are in alignment with your soul, with your purpose, choices of who to connect with and how to connect with them in a way that's most easeful and most supportive to each of you, most synergistic for both of you, all of you that you connect with. I love to use this work for matchmaking to help you find a soulmate, and my aim is to help you connect with whoever is really supportive of you on your journey. I'm supporting the panel tonight. Lionsgate is not particularly my specialty, and depending on the questions that come in, I might have other insight and advice to share too. So thank you everyone for being here. The way that we are able to do these events in community is that you come, we come together as community. Panelists come and people in the audience come. And there's another one of our practitioners that's also an audience member just joining us too. So thank you so much everyone for being here. It's an exciting time, exciting to be together. So we're going to go through and talk a bit about the theme of Lionsgate and what that is, what it's about, and what it might mean for you. And then we're available to answer questions. We put the general information in the chat again of who's here and how you can ask a personal question. We're happy to talk about general things around Lionsgate, and if you'd like support with a personal topic tonight, you have the opportunity of getting answers maybe from everyone on the panel. So it's a great opportunity for a really low price. It's 20 to 28 sliding scale or $12 for BIPOC folks, and you get answers from just about probably everyone on the panel. You get about 2-3 minute answers from everyone. So it's a way of getting a really great in-depth reading from many directions and can be super supportive and really help open things up for you. If you'd like to ask a question of the panel, please, if you could pay first and let me know you've paid, and I'll get you in line. All right, so let's go around and talk about the theme. And I guess maybe let me say first, does anyone have anything else you want to say about you and what you do that you want to say first before we jump into talking about the Lionsgate? Sometimes listening to all of us share, it springs like, oh yeah, I want to say that. Go ahead, Goddess Renata, you have something?
Oh, well, this is for tomorrow, but I'll offer it now. I'm doing like 30 minutes for $30, which is like a super great deal.
And that's at the online fair that we.
Yeah. But that's cool. If you went to my Big Cartel website, you'd kind of see I have some MeWe special events, and I think that 30 for 30 is one that feels really good. So, it's super.
That's great. It's your special for tonight too. That's right. So there it is in the special. So if someone wants to work with you after the panel tonight, they can access that because they've been here. Maybe anyone else want to share their specials? Diane, do you want to say what your specials are again too?
I'm offering 20% off of any readings tonight or booked through the website through tomorrow. And just put in 88 portal for the code and get 20% off, like I said, any readings.
Great. And then Jenny's got something, and then we'll have Alina share hers too. So Jenny, you want to say what yours is? And this is for anyone that wants to do work with us afterwards.
Yeah, so between now and the end of the month, if you sign up for a reading and any kind of reading that I offer, you'll get 50% off. Thank you so much. Look forward to seeing you.
Great. And then Alina, if you want to say what your special is again too.
Yes, so what I'm offering today is a free neurographic algorithm for working Lionsgate and setting the intentions for the next 3 to 6 months. The bit.ly link has the PDF and the video that I recorded on exactly how to. You don't have to do it line by line, but you will get the idea of each step and what it entails. It's a bit long if you need to fast forward it a little bit, but I just tried to capture as much as I could so that whoever opens it can try to repeat what I did. And that is the one that will help you set intentions and set your goals for a certain time period starting tomorrow. Well, it started yesterday from what I hear, but that is it's completely free. You can just open the web and click on the video or download it and keep it for yourself and for next year if you want.
That's great. And there's a link to that in the chat for those of you that are here tonight. All right, great. Well, let's go around and talk a bit about the theme so we can go in the same order. We'll start if you're not ready to share, just say pass and we'll come back to you. So we have Diane, Goddess Renata, Crystal, Jenny, DoveLight, and Alina first, actually. So Alina, do you want to just jump in and talk a little bit more about the Lionsgate first, and then we'll go to Diane and Goddess Renata? Or do you want to wait till you're home? I don't know how close you are to being landed.
About 15 to 20 minutes from what I can
still.
see.
Yeah, go ahead. If it works for you, share now. Yeah.
Sure. I haven't known much about Lionsgate until maybe like a couple of years ago. And then an astrologer said, oh, Lionsgate starts on about August 6th and ends about August 12th. So 8/8 is the peak point of it, but it kind of like goes up and then goes a little down. I have a Leo ascendant, and my North Node is also in Leo. And my best friend has a Leo sun. I don't remember which degree her sun is in. So for me, that Lion's energy is what always was attractive, but a little scary, just like a lion would be. And that Lion's gate is 8/8 was always like, so what do we do with that? How do we work with that energy? What can we be had from it? And last year's algorithm included a third 8 because 2 + 2 + 4 is also 8. So I just adapted it for any other year so that you don't have to add the third one. But it is the amount of 8s is, frankly, 808 on the clock is my least favorite combination. So go figure.
All right, great. Thank you so much for sharing. If you've got more, we'll come around again. All right, we've got Diane, then Goddess Renata, and then Crystal. So go ahead, Diane. What do you want to share about Lionsgate? I know you've got a lot going on.
This Lionsgate is really pretty powerful because it's really offering us an opportunity to rewrite our story. This whole year has had a theme of us going through transformation and really shedding parts of our identity, parts of ourselves, the relationship we've had with people, places, things, our identity, and so forth. So through this transition, we've uncovered a lot of truths, emotional truths that have been buried deep and are finally getting an opportunity to come forward, come out. And through this portal, Sirius lines up with the planet and we receive an energetic upgrade that goes like a grid across the whole planet, and everybody who's tapped in, well, everybody actually will ultimately receive an upgrade, receive a download, receive information, guidance, support towards what they're putting intention and putting their energy in and the way they're projecting their story. As another person will say, the goddess will explain, we are in a new era and in a new time, and it is truly time for us to take the reins of that, write your story, rewrite what once was written, because it doesn't have to be in any way, shape, or form the way it once was. And through this portal, as long as you can tap into that emotional space and slow yourself down, you can create a balance and really leap in multiple areas of your life to places that you really didn't quite feel was possible, but you held enough faith to know it was. So it's really the power of the 8/8 portal this year, and it's a wonderful time to harness it. And tomorrow at 8 o'clock, I'll be offering an 8/8 portal quantum leap. So it's an exciting time. A lot of people are making big jumps, big moves for a lot of people this year.
Great. I'm putting the link in the chat again for your event tomorrow at 8 p.m. All right. And Goddess Renata, yeah, share with us about the Lionsgate.
You said it, Diane. That's totally the deal now.
Mhm.
8/8. Yeah. So as above, so below has inside, outside. Stepping to your authority. Think about the lion and how they're a parasympathetic dominant. You know, they eat their meal and they have to digest. We've eaten a whole lifetime of meals and we have to digest them now. So the time is to like chill out and then let go of what needs to be let go of. Or actually, this is a better visual. Allow yourself to be let go of. Because if we are perfectly inspired and divine when we came in, there's no problem. There's no solution to go to. Wear it and a bag of chips. I say that. I'll say it again. I love kettles. So it's like being aware. Awareness changes everything. And I love that you're doing this so people can really get the small aspect of it, which is in your daily life. What triggers are happening? There's some real explosive energy out there. Do you match it? Or do you go in another direction with it? Another direction. What are you creating? That's what she's talking about, intention. What is your intention? Where you place your intention or your attention, that's what'll happen. I mean, it across the board, it's like a universal construct. What you put out, you get back. But now you can't act like it's somebody else's stuff. Oh, like it's their fault. Like, no. Oh, like they did it. Like, no. So victimization or telling somebody else's story or not stepping into your authority or backing down or telling people, I am so tired of your stuff. Well, then why are you stuffing my stuff? You know, it's like the ability to laugh at yourself because we take ourselves so seriously on our spiritual journey, but we're it. We are the spiritual journey. This is the purpose to experience your life, to bring more joy, to anchor more love in your life, in your heart, and then ripple that out. So that's what we're being allowed to do. And so this Lionsgate is really powerful. It's like burning things up. So if you feel like you can kind of hide, not. And if you feel like, well, maybe later, okay. But you're really being supported right now with this panel and people that are offering services and just your awareness. You could pull your own cards if that's something that you don't do for yourself reflectively. And all of a sudden you'd be like, oh, 5 of spades. Oh, so I should plug into some new freedom and how I am with my work and health. This is a 6th day. 8/7/2025, and you add those up, it's a 6th day. The 6 is a pregnant energy. Like, so what are you ready to birth? And, you know, we can receive some good stuff that spirals up, but also the stuff that causes us to spiral down and get stuck for a lot of us is the juice. Because it's the stuff that we are really sick of holding, literally physically, toxically sick of holding, burping, belching, arthritis in the joints, headaches, foggy thinking, lack of digestion, feet hurting, burning, heart palpitations. Well, that's some of the new energy coming in. Heart palpitations. So there's lots of things that we are being exposed to in our ecosystem, but we're still the primary choosers of this temple, and we're the primary seeders of this earth now. It is so important to own your shit, but don't keep it. Always flush it.
Thank you so much, Goddess Renata. Crystal is next, and then Jenny, and then DoveLight. Crystal, tell us about Lionsgate.
Well, I'm coming at this from a little bit different direction. When I remarked earlier that I just know stuff, I will be just walking down the street and this random thought plops into my brain, and I'm like, in the past, I used to think it was me, and I realized no, it's actually source. Like, here you go, chew on this for a while. So when I was about 22, randomly comes into my head, this is not the first planet that we've all lived on. And I'm like, okay. And so, keeping open to that concept, I came across more information about that. And trust me, this leads up to landscape. There was a planet called Maldek, and the inhabitants of Maldek, primarily many of them were Orions, which we're talking about Lionsgate, which is a part of Orion's belt, blew up the planet. They essentially followed their ego self instead of their spiritual self. They got into conflict and they literally exploded the planet. So the asteroid belt that we see between Mars and Jupiter is the remains of that planet. When that happened, it displaced billions of souls, because it was so intense and so fast, it like destroyed the energy grid of the planet and the whole thing. So billions of souls got displaced. So Earth offered a place for them to orbit for a while, but they couldn't incarnate here right away because there was a vibrational mismatch, because they were in stress. The planet wasn't ready for that. So many of those souls were intercepted by higher dimensional beings, particularly from the Sirius system, which was viewed as a spiritual rehabilitation hub, cosmic rehab. So Sirius provided an energetic quarantine to help heal the trauma, rebalance energy bodies, and prepare the souls for new incarnational cycles. So Sirius also carries a strong spiritual sun frequency said to activate the higher consciousness and reconnect displaced souls to their original soul blueprint. So Orion's belt functions as a gateway or a navigational point in interstellar soul travel. And so certain groups of the Orion people worked with the Sirius point to help coordinate with soul migrations. So energetically, Orion represents alignment and direction, and its belt stars, if you know the myth of Orion, it's the three with the hanging belt, the hunter Orion. Those belt stars line up exactly with the pyramids of Giza. So it creates an energy focal point for those energies coming to the planet. They are intercepted at Giza, and then, as Diane was mentioning, helps strengthen the grid, the energetic, higher energetic soul energies of this planet. It's a multi-dimensional frequency stabilizer. So I'm looking at my notes so I don't forget anything. So those pyramids act as a receiving station, and like I said, they receive and harness that energy and then disperse it. So when we have the annual Lionsgate Lionsgate date, that creates a window, if you will, that can reactivate latent codes in starseed souls, helping them remember their higher mission and helping to release old karmic imprints. Depending on where you were in your personal growth, that can be coming down to feeling the need to clear yourself, which, like Diane and Goddess Renata were talking about. It creates a different frequency. And when you step into that frequency, then that's going to impact you on a lot of different levels. It's going to impact this human body, which is our little encounter suit for being here. And it's going to have things happen with that, as well as the spirit who is us walking around in these encounter suits, we will also be influenced by that energy. So it's a great opportunity for looking within, being open to starseed downloads, DNA shifting downloads, and being open to hearing more. You might experience this more at night when you're sleeping, getting this information. It might just come to you during the day. But this is a great time to open to your intuition, to your own internal guidance, to your other guides and your spirit team that's supporting and helping you as you walk this path. It's a great opportunity for healing. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Crystal. Next, we have Jenny and then DoveLight. Jenny.
This is a very, very auspicious time, and I treasure what everybody has said so far. Each in their own unique way have really contributed to our body of knowledge tonight about understanding this landscape. And it's special because we get to be here and bask in this beautiful, exquisite cosmic light that's coming to us. And it's actually here for us all the time, but there's times where it kind of ebbs and flows a little bit in our experience and perception of it. And right now we get to feel it and perceive it because it's particularly feeling strong. And also we get to bask in our own light. That's the opportunity here too. So as a collective and individually. And it's also powerful because so many people are paying attention to it right now. And so just by virtue of that fact, people intending and thinking about it and all of that, what a great time to think about what's next for you, what your intentions are. And I invite you during this time to really think about some self-awareness, self-reflection questions. And I have a few of them that I'll pass on to you, but I really want to encourage you that if these don't resonate with you, to come up with some of your own. So the first one I've got is, how are you feeling? How are you feeling physically? How are you feeling physically in certain spots, certain places on the earth, with certain people, in your work, in your career, wherever that might be? And is that because you are taking on other people's energy? Or is it really you, so to speak? And then also the next one, where are you in your glory? Where are you shining? And sometimes we get very oppressed and depressed and anxious because we're going along in our life and we're trying to get somewhere and worry about this. And oh my gosh, there's more to fix, there's more to heal and all that. But what about where are you in your glory? And if you don't know, if it's hard for you to see that, then ask people that you trust. And also remember back to, what have people said about you? What have people said consistently about you? That's a really uplifting thing. That's a very positive thing. The next one is, are you being nudged or called from deep within yourself to express yourself in a brand new way, or more of what you already are? Sometimes nudges are just little, feelings you get. Other times the universe comes along with a big mallet and says, hello, it's time for a little shift here. We've been talking to you about expressing, so let's do it. And then the last one I've got here, is there anything that you're called to let go of? Sometimes that can be so hard because the familiar, what we've known for so long, it's sometimes as deep as soul level, cell level, ancestral level. And some of that ancestral and lineage things, lack of a better word there, that we take on, we don't even know that we've taken it on. And sometimes we make silent agreements or invisible agreements. Okay, it's my turn. I'm the next one in line ancestrally, and I'll take this load on. I'll help heal. Well, by the time it's gotten to us, there's all these different generations that have kind of collapsed on each other. And we're sitting here wondering sometimes why we're feeling so heavy. And so there's a new way and a new approach that we can take to even those kinds of things. So the last thing I'll say about these questions that you could ask yourself is, and I did this morning with myself. I had some questions I asked myself. So what I did was I turned on my record or my video on my cell phone, and I just recorded myself. I didn't edit. I didn't try and pre-think it and, okay, what's the right answer? What do I want to say here? I just started saying things, turned it off, came back to it, and then I watched through the lens, not through my left brain, I watched through the lens of my heart. I watched through the lens of compassion, and I watched from the observer. And my observer self, I said, okay, let's see when I light up. Let's see what else is going on with my face as I'm talking. And so what I observed was there were certain times where my blink rate was really fast. And other times my eyes were really clear, but within a millisecond, all of a sudden they looked a little bit more hazy. And I'm like, what just happened? And then other times my jaw might be a little more set. Other times I was smiling naturally. And so it's really incredible how we can change and shift in just a micron of a second, depending on what we're talking about. So that's something else you might have fun with. But if you do it, just please do it with kindness and observer and compassion, not with, oh my gosh, that wrinkle, I look terrible. That's not going to get you anywhere. Not at all. What is going to get you somewhere is coming from that observer self and then following the light. Oh, that thing lit me up. That's interesting. Maybe I'll go and do some exploration on that. So wrapping it up, we're in this very powerful light energy, and it's a perfect time to use that light, to shine that light on ourselves with a lot of love and a lot of grace. And thank you again for being here, everybody.
Thank you so much, Jenny. All right, DoveLight, what do you want to share about Lionsgate?
Thank you so much. I have some trustworthy astrologers that say the lion portal is fake. It's just made up recently. I have other people who believe in it. I have absolutely no doubt in my heart that we humans are also influenced by the planets, by the stars, by the moon, by the cosmic beings as much as the earth beings. And I also have no doubt that when a chunk of humanity believes in something, it creates like a current of energy. So whatever it is an ancient practice or coming from an ancient practice or just made up recently, it has the power to bring awareness, to connect with the divine, to connect with the stars, to connect with the earth, to connect with yourself. And that is the key. I feel like one of the most beautiful gifts we can give to ourselves is to get to know ourselves. And how are you going to get to know yourself if you don't spend time listening? I truly love what Jenny said, because when I do have personal readings, I actually video record them. And after a while, I re-listen, and I can see my own voice, my own way, my own interpretation. I was like, how did I say that? Oh my God, I was really sad at that time. This is actually making me feel painful. I really should let it go or let it flow. Sometimes we're not ready to let it go, but at least you can start letting it flow. It's okay. What I would love to honor regarding the Lionsgate, it's the Leo, it's ruled by the sun. One of the most beautiful gifts that the sun has teaching us, or at least I become aware, it's the unconditional love. The sun doesn't judge nothing. It gives the light to every single creature the same. It goes around and rotates. So it is a beautiful way to connect to the stars. How am I receiving love? How much am I giving? Where is my balance? The sun also has the quality to go too fast. So another question that we can incur, how fast or what is the speed that I'm going? Maybe it's time to really take this moment to slow down, because the sun doesn't stop. It's going. That's why it's moving through the day. So it is really an energy to keep moving. I'm picking up now that it is also a good energy to do rituals to make things move. If something is blocking your path and you work with candles or with meditation of removing, you can use it for that. Thank you, spirits. In the tarot card, because this is one of the focus that I do, we have the sun. This is the card of the sun, and it's one of the most precious card or happy cards, to say it this way. It has a child and a white horse and the sun in the middle. When you get this card, it's usually the truth that makes you happy. So again, this is a time to really reevaluate what is the truth that makes you happy. And also our belief really take a lot in the way that our life moves, because sometimes we are stuck into believing that things are not going the way we wish them go at the time that they wish them go. I should be married. I should have this much income. I should have kids. I should have this, that, shoulda, coulda, woulda. And in reality is that we live in a world who can drag us on. We have to pay the bills. We have to do certain responsibilities. There is no question in that. I'm not going to deny our humanity. But at the same time, how are we learning to flow through that? Because the essence of spirituality, the essence to shine your light, the essence to shine the sun within you, it is that you have the faith and the strength to move through those challenges, to keep moving forward. At the end of the day, the first time I heard it, I felt it was a little bit cold, but it's actually the truth. Time doesn't stop for anybody. And life is short. It's in a blink of an eye. We're August 25 already. I thought last week it was January. I was like, what? We're already going back to Halloween and Dia de los Muertos. Like, what? Life doesn't stop for nobody. And I feel like this is a reminder. What am I doing with my time? What am I doing with my light? Am I truly shining my light? Am I afraid to shine my light? And I'm also picking up in my heart some pain. So maybe somebody who's hearing this might relate to it. That sometimes we don't want to keep moving forward blinded and then go back in regret. Why didn't I do that? Why I didn't do that? I mean, we can learn from everything. We always have the choice to find wisdom. But I feel like another beautiful gift that we can give to ourselves is a moment to become aware. For example, some people have the lesson of forgiveness because they keep playing the same record of resentment of something that happened in the past. And sometimes that's gonna rob you from your present life or the joy that you have at that moment. I am not saying that what happened in the past was fake. I'm not gaslighting it. But what are you doing at this time so you're able to release the poison so you can move forward with more light, with more love, with more joy? I feel like it's a balance when we really reflect on our shadow and our light, because in order for you to shine in your light, to be in your sun, you have to acknowledge your shadow. You have to acknowledge your pain. That is very important to honor that as human beings. We want to have good days, bad days, nice moments, not so nice moments. But it is also to reevaluate what's valuable in my life, how I want to live my life. I don't want to waste my life. I don't want to die in my bed saying, oh, why I didn't do that. I wish I could do that. Why didn't I live that way? So you don't want to be that bad. I mean, if you ended up like that, I guess it is what it is. But it is nice also to have that reminder from the stars. I think that's a little bit about the Lionsgate I can share for now.
That's great. Thank you, DoveLight. Hey, I'll just share the little bit that I don't generally think of astrology a lot. I don't think about the energies of how everything is in existence and how I'm affected by all those things. And I appreciate that every year at around Lionsgate, these last years that we've done these panels, it helps me get more present to that, to realize that I am impacted by all these things, to feel more appreciation. And I get into more of a state of gratefulness and feel more appreciation and openness, and I get more present. So it helps me get into more of a meditative, appreciative place every year this time. Yeah. I love being here with all of you doing the panels. It helps me get that much more open and spacious as we do this. And I want to check in with you, Alina, just now that you're landed. Is there anything else you want to share about you or anything else you want to share about Lionsgate from where you are now?
Like I said, I'm dipping my toes into it myself in the past couple years. I just I already mentioned that 808 is my least favorite combination on the clock. I am really trying to break that in my mind, that seeing 8 is not bad. It's actually it can be worked with and it can be a benefit. That is my I guess I'm just trying to build different neural connections to stop thinking of 8 as something negative.
That's great. I just like, what's negative about 8? I guess I think like the 8 ball maybe, and the sphere of the 8 ball, or all the different things. Who knows? I've always been a little bit of a rebel, so it's scary. Of course I'm safe. All right. Well, thank you so much, everyone. Well, so the main reason why we are here, all of us gathered, is to be able to be of support to you in the audience, to be able to be here to share insight to your questions. If you have any general questions about Lionsgate, we're happy to say something about those if you want to put those in the chat. And the real reason we're here is to give you personal support. We deeply appreciate you being here and being willing to do this while this is in public and while this is getting posted on YouTube. In exchange, it's a really low price to get insight from probably all of us that are here on the panel. You can ask us a question about something about you that has to do with this time and what you're going through right now and how it might be relevant to this time and that it's Lionsgate. And it might be just any general question. You can see that we bring so many different perspectives and so much insight and access with all that we do. And so we're here to be of support to you, whatever you'd like to ask. We do have one person in line. We'd love to have more people in line to ask questions. And a few things before we start taking questions. When you ask a question, and particularly because we're in public, if we go deeper than you want us to go, or we talk about other topics you don't want us sharing about it here, please interrupt us and give us guidance so we honor you in the way that we respond. When you ask a question, you can actually ask anonymously. You can private chat me and tell me you want me to read out the question and we won't identify you at all. If you want, you can stay off camera and you can stay in your space in the audience. And if you want, you're welcome to come up here on stage with us and chat with us on stage and be recorded and all that. We're happy to engage you however you want to be engaged. Let's see. Also, this is a great opportunity to practice opening your intuition. If you're open, you probably won't be able to help having awareness come through you or healing energy and intention come through you as wanting to support whoever's asking a question tonight. You may already have things be coming through you. It's a great opportunity to get confirmation that you're tapping into the same things as all of us. If you're not confident in your skills, it's always nice to have that, have other colleagues that align with you. So you might want to scribble and take notes. Just be aware of what's happening to you as you're here tonight and see if we are sharing some similar things. And of course, you might have something great come through you that we happen to not mention. This is also a great opportunity to learn from all that's being shared tonight, all that's asked and all that's answered. One thing I didn't mention is if you do have something come through you, which you wonder could be for the person that asked a question, we appreciate if you allow the attention to stay on the panel while we're answering. And then if you want, when we're done, you're welcome to private chat the person that asked the question and ask them if they'd like to hear what came through you, or that's coming through that you're offering to them. Please honor whatever they say. They might not notice your chat. They might not want it at the moment. They might feel full from all that was just shared with them, and they might be really eager to get it. So please trust that it came through you for whatever reasons it's come through you. It's not necessarily to share with them if they're not wanting to hear right now. So thank you so much for honoring that and for allowing you to have whatever wants to come through you. All right, great. Well, I know. Yeah, and I just mentioned I'll put the information in the chat too. It's general questions are free, and then personal questions, there is a price to ask a question. It's 20, 24, or 28 sliding scale, or $12 for BIPOC folks. If you have any trouble paying, let me know. I'll help you with that. And if you have paid already, please let me know in the chat, and I'll go check again. And the person that just wrote, it may be that you've already paid. I'll go take a look. I might need your name too. I'll figure that out. All right, great. I know we have one person in line. We texted a little bit. Are you ready to ask your question? I've been texting with you. I can text with you again. And did you want to come up on stage? Oh, you need to pay. Okay, great. Yeah. So go ahead and do that and we'll get you in line next. And then, yeah, Diane, is there something you wanted to share?
Yeah, kind of to add to or to answer Alina a little bit there. As far as I'm being guided to share 8/8 is also connected with the four-leaf clover in most Asian cultures. And it's considered a time of luck and abundance as well. When you look also at the 8 card in tarot, it's depicted by a woman putting her hand in the mouth of a lion, usually, and this symbolizes having courage for compassion and to have love for another creature that you may hold fear to. So understanding a little bit about the numerology and understanding a little bit about the energy of the 8/8 portal, it is like planting a seed for your new life, for your birth, for your new creation. And 808 is you getting an opportunity to drop the judgment, to have strength and compassion and love for yourself, to face your fear on both your divine masculine and feminine side, to create this new seed, to birth this new project, to birth this new space that you desire to have. So the 8-8 portal is ultimately about us all receiving in abundance and being gifted a time to recognize ourselves, the way we want to write the course, the way that we want to honor those who came before us and have gratitude to the land, to the life that we are ultimately getting to honor and to live. It's the creation of our heaven on earth. It's the creation of our journey and how much magic it holds every day. So, I mean, why not reach for the stars?
True.
Great. Great. All right. Well, let's see. We've got 3 questions now. One person is stepped away, isn't available at the moment. Another one's anonymous, and then another one was just paid. So I need to figure out.
I had an addendum there, Laurel,
Go
while
ahead.
you're
Go ahead.
waiting. Oh, but Diane opened up the door too, and so did all of us opened up the door. It's the Lionsgate. So, that idea about just observing, that is just like one juicy piece of information. Observe. And there's something about in our culture where we're taught that we have to observe and then respond with some knowledge information. And it feels like as we've all done our work, our shadow work, our inner child work, as we've been hanging around for a while on this planet, it's like eventually people notice what they notice or they don't. But it's not like my job to do anything about that. Because then I start to take it on, and then I think I have to like move in and do something about it for them. You're all feeling me on that when you start to loop. And it's the looping energy and that fear that's being fed off. And when we talk about being controlled and manipulated, we are in 100% autonomy over how we choose to be, whether it causes us to spiral upward or downward. But we're in the middle of the up and the down, and that's the choosing spot. And you can only choose when you've observed long enough to know that, guess what? That's none of your business. You know, what's happening with somebody else. Mind your own business. There's gold in there and sometimes platinum. But our culture has taught us to like carrot dangle and not to observe ourselves. And it's an interesting dance to observe yourself, to wait, and then to hear yourself and act from there. So, I mean, that stimulated that for me. The acronym for OWL, you know, observe, wait, and listen. Woo, woo, to you.
That's great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys, Renata. All right, great. Okay, cool. So we're going to have an anonymous question first, and then Teresa's going to come up, and then MF is going to be next. All right. So the anonymous question, I'm going through, oh no, wait, here we go. I just quit my job that I was very attached to. My recent ex-boss is unhappy with me. What do you see in my future? I'm upset and trying to feel happy by letting go of something that was toxic, but it's hard because of uncertainty of financial loss. So practitioners, you have like, I just want to say you have 2.5 to 3 minutes to answer. I'll time you. And when you're getting close to the end, I'll do this just so you know to finish up.
Okay.
Could we get a little clarification before we start?
Sure. And go ahead. Yeah, clarification.
So yes, I heard you say that you quit your job and that you really liked, you're not there. But then you said something about something's really toxic. So was that related to the job? Is that related to how you're feeling about with your ex-boss? I'm not sure where that fell into your question.
Yeah, and I might get a more specific answer from the person directly. So I believe that oh yeah, so here we go yeah. Toxic environment at work for a few years.
Okay.
Yeah, unappreciated, insufficiently appreciated,
Okay.
and more. Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, great. And it's best for me if you can raise your hand in Zoom to let me know. So like DoveLight raised her hand. So I'll have DoveLight go first. If you can't figure out where your hand is, can't get it up. Sometimes Zoom does weird things. Let me know. So Goddess Renata is going to be next. Go ahead, DoveLight, and then Diane. All right. I'll get the timer going.
Thank you so much for honoring and blessing your emotions. We're not here to be saints and perfect. We are to learn through our ups and downs. So it is one of the most beautiful things that you can do is honor your anger, honor your everything that's coming out through you. You say that you want to be positive and happy, but you cannot let it go. It is because this is a gift from the divine for you to be able to go deep within and to let it out. You can find an express safe space to express. It's not only about your job, it's about also honoring your voice. Of course we have to pay the bills, of course we have to work for sustenance, but there's definitely this experience has the potential to teach you how to navigate and mastering your emotions. I feel like you're hurt, you're betrayal, and I feel like money right now, the recommendation with your income is to balance your financial, don't overspend yet. I feel like you do have the gift and abilities to find something new. Energetically, what is blocking it out is the ego. It is the ego because there was a lot of conflict there, but it was bringing out something with your ego as well. The recommendation is to meditate and to take responsibility. Give the responsibility for what they did, but also take your responsibility. It's not about just blaming randomly. I have to take responsibility also for my choices. Some people can only treat you until you allow them. So if you allow them to treat you for so much like that because your own reasons, you also have to take responsibility. Hey, I'm not going to allow to do this happen again. Or you can also, what I'm picking up, you can learn from this to lead by example. You be you, you focus on you. Your consequence of the choices that they do will be for them their karma, and the consequence of your choices for you will be you. Definitely my recommendation with this, in order for you to clear the pathway, even though I can see there is going to be a moment of stillness with the income before you find something stable, because the universe is asking you to clear up all the resentment, all the garbage, all the blaming out of the way. It is, believe it or not, this is one of the most beautiful gifts you can give to yourself, to honor your anger, to let it out in a healthy way, to express it out. And once you have that space, you can come back to yourself. I don't want to say forgive, because I don't feel you have done anything wrong, but to have peace for the moments that you allow yourself to be treated that way. Because at that moment, you couldn't express your voice, either because you needed to pay your bills or because you were afraid to lose your job or something like that. But the recommendation is to balance out your responsibility, the responsibilities, what you allow, what you not, and to use this as an example. How you let the others treat yourself, how you treat yourself. And I definitely can see that there is going to be more opportunities to work, but they're asking you to do not overspend, to balance out. But it is definitely, yeah, some new things are coming in your life, in your income, but they want you to be free, release, let it go, all that resentment or that anger. Highly recommended clearing the courts. You definitely need to clear courts with your ox or box, because there was a lot of things you were picking up, not only from your boss, but from people around you. Thank you so much, and many blessings.
Thank you, DoveLight. All right, next we have Goddess Renata, and then Diane, and then Jenny, then Alina, then Crystal.
3 things, my friend. The acronym for job, we've heard just over broke, and a lot of us paycheck to paycheck. But there's also joy, often broken. And so it could be like a pattern, where you just haven't allowed more joy into your life. So here's a suggestion. Embrace to erase. Embrace everything that's happening with you. Acknowledge all of it. DoveLight said your anger, whatever you're repressing, the fear over the money. I mean, those are all real concerns for sure, but they do not have to be your leading magnet for what you're creating. They are what they are. They have already happened. When you hear people say, it is what it is, it sounds kind of passive. And then sometimes maybe it is, but it is what it is can be changed to, ooh, it is what I like. That's where you want to go. So imagine, it is what it is. Okay. Show me the next steps. I mean, are you asking for guidance? You can just say, show me, and then allow yourself to hear. Like Crystal just started to walk down the street and she could hear wisdom nuggets being dropped on her all the time. That's spirit. That's higher self wisdom, my friend. I hear that all the time. It's like breathing down my neck sometimes. I used to ignore that, but just open up to it. Like, open up to it. Like, choose that. Right now, you're choosing, oh, my story is not good. And this is really going to happen next time. And this is good. And I've got a spot to you on like a new serial that's being written, right? You don't have to go in that direction. You can create a new story for yourself just by imagining it. Because you can imagine, you're able to imagine the downside of it. Yes? Yes? You're able to imagine the downside of it. What horrible things will happen as a result of this let go. Okay, that is what it is. Embrace that. That's how you think. That's how you feel. Okay. But also embrace, maybe it could be different. A few of us are suggesting that to you. Allow that to guide you. What does that feel like? Maybe scary. Ooh, I don't know. Maybe it's good. Thinking is highly overrated. Stop thinking for understanding. Highly overrated. That's it.
Great. Thank you so much,
Oh, I
Goddess
did pull a little
Renata.
card real quick. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Two of diamonds. Two of diamonds. So unify your value, because diamonds are about value. So this is about you with you. So unify, bring together what you really value, and that will guide you. That's planting the seeds for the newness to pop down, that you can start to water. But where you're at, you're just spiraling. So we got to get you out of that old story, plant some new seeds. So unify, bring together, what's your new value? What do you want to nurture? What do you want to see grow? The rest of the stuff is what it is. Let that go. Practice, focus.
Thank you, Goddess Renata. Next we have Diane and then Jenny. Go ahead, Diane.
Okay. Both of the lays before me are actually very on board for what the energy is for you. You're going through a very strong transformational time period right now. And everything that happened was kind of the below. The as above, so below. You had to go through a certain level of your inner child work, shadow work. You had to walk through some spaces, but it only brought you to this point so that you could create the balance, so that you can write the story to what you want to see, how you want to project it, how you want the path ahead to feel for you, because it is about harnessing the emotional feelings that you want to live, that you want to breathe, that you want to walk in. But you are so stressed out right now, and you have got to take some time. I'm getting to beautify, to just go take a luxurious bath, go treat yourself out. Take some time away from people, get out in nature. You need to take this 8-8 portal and meditate and to really go within yourself, because all of this was about driving you to your passion, to explore something that you have actually desired to have and to do or to be. And it's something that, you put away. You put away because life circumstances, all this other shit, excuse the word, but got in the way. And you let it run your course for a long time because you were programmed to do it. And that's fine. Sooner or later, we all wake up, we have to see it, and then we have to balance it. And that's what the 8-8 portal is offering you at this point, is an opportunity to see yourself, be honest with yourself. and then write the course, write the road, write the journey you want to walk. Forgive yourself, give yourself love and compassion. Take time to honor yourself the way you would anyone else, the way you would a child, the way you would a loved one, a friend, anyone, anything else. You deserve it too. So balance the shit out. That's what this portal is for you. And that's what's happening right now. All right, next person.
Thanks so much, Diane. Next is Jenny, and then after that, Crystal. Or sorry, Jenny, Alina, and then Crystal.
So I have a few things, and one of them is just pure practical from the work I do with people all the time who've been laid off or who have left their jobs. And that is when you look at the financial aspect of it, and some people say to me, I just can't stand this same kind of work anymore. I got to move on. I got to pivot. What else can I do? So on a real practical level, you want to ask yourself, how much time do I have between right now and when do I need my first paycheck in my bank account? Not when do I need my first job, like the first day of work. Because what happens is if we say money in the bank account, then that accounts for sometimes missing a payroll. For example, one time I took a job and I was so relieved. I'm like, oh, good, I'm going to have money coming in, but I missed the payroll date by a month. Oh my gosh. So that's a real practical thing to do, because sometimes people want to make a strong pivot to something, maybe even a different type of job, different industry. And the more critical it is for you to have finances, fixed and, income coming in more quickly, the more you might want to consider and kind of sit with, okay, maybe I need to just go into something that's going to be a lateral move for me, something that's not going to stir things up too much and make me have to figure out, well, how would I change jobs, what job titles and industries, because that sometimes can take a little more time. And then point two is, I'm wondering if this situation somehow reminds you of something you have been through in a past life, something you went through in childhood. And one of the things you can do to access that is to just get in a calm state sometime and do some nice breathing, maybe out in nature, and just really ask yourself, okay, what am I feeling right now? What am I feeling in my body? What am I feeling in my heart, my emotions? When is the earliest, and then ask your subconscious and or your higher self, your spirit, but when was the earliest time that I felt exactly that? And just take some breaths and just allow the images and the thoughts to come to you. You may not see a specific time, like a lifetime or an age, like age 3, I went through such and such, or you may, but whatever it is that you get, just pay attention to that. And then just have compassion with that. And just know that this situation is calling you to look at something more deeply that isn't even fully about this particular situation. There's something else, I feel, and it might even be multiple things that you've been through before that this is triggering. And the power of this time in the landscape for you is to go, oh, okay, this is in my face. And it's very similar to what other people have said to you tonight too. It's in my face, it's up in my life, so that I can go, oh, I can not only clear this is like the tip of the iceberg to a whole series of things you may have gone through in the past that are triggering this. And then the final point is, I'm wondering, when we go through these kind of situations sometimes and we feel really bad and upset, it's really important to ask ourselves, how long have I been feeling this way? Is this all my energy? Could you be taking on your old boss's energy on top of this? Is there some kind of contract or maybe agreement between the two of you that you might not even know about, a spiritual agreement, where you had a relationship? I don't know what your relationship with him was like, but you might have had a relationship where he expected certain things of you and it was just kind of a given, and now he's going to have to do some things on his own, that you were kind of compensating for and doing for him. Again, I don't know what that was. It's just one idea. And so asking yourself and just sitting with, how much of this is my energy? And then asking for help, your angels, guides, highest self, whatever that might be, to clear out anything that's not yours, and to ask for that contract, if it's no longer serving you, that agreement, to be severed. And then just sit with, okay, this is what mine is. And you might end up deciding you feel a little bit lighter than you thought you might. I am empaths. I happen to be an empath, and amongst other things. And that's something that is very common for me. I'll just suddenly feel bad. And it's like, wow, what happened here? And then I can trace it back to some meeting I just had, a person I was just with that I was unconsciously taking something on. And if you need assistance and support with clearing someone else's energy, there's so many gifted people in this community. And Lorelei, when's the next general online fair?
We've got an online fair tomorrow. So tomorrow from 5 to 9
That's
p.m.
that one. Okay,
Just if you
thank
can finish
you.
up. Yeah.
Okay, so if it feels right to you and you feel drawn, Lorelei is putting on a fair tomorrow night, and there's going to be a variety of readers, and those are where we go into, each of us go into breakout rooms and we do mini readings. And so
Sorry,
there's
just Jenny, if you could
such
finish up.
amazing people. Pardon?
Sorry, if you could just finish up your overtime.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I apologize. I didn't even notice. I'm so sorry. Anyway, I'll stop there. That's it.
Thanks so much, Jenny. All right, great. Let's see, we've got Alina and then Crystal.
All right. So here's what I got. When it comes to your future in particular, because you asked like what's in my future. What I see is the chance to fly off and leave all the toxic people on the ground. That is you right here. Whoever it is that you choose to fly on, whether it's a bird or an airplane, doesn't really matter. Whoever is here trying to stretch their arms to you, leave them there. They don't belong on that bird. They don't belong with you, nor do they belong on your airplane. Okay. So that is what I see: the freedom to fly away and just leave everything else down on the ground. Another thing is there may be a chance for you to go public, whether about the situation or about your feelings about it, or maybe about your plans for the future. This is actor, and he is not on the stage just yet. He's just kind of like walking around. The audience is already there, but the play hasn't started yet because he still has the script in his hands. But you may be invited to either talk or, well, play or sing about, depending on what rocks your boat, about your experience or your feelings or your future, or your past. It can be something as major as being on TV, or it can be something as little as writing a blog post that goes viral, or going on a podcast, or something somewhere where you will be able to go public with you, the moth, maybe, I don't know, the 5-minute story slam, or something like that, because you may be able to go out and tell people about whatever happens, or what, again, like I said, what your future may hold. A little word of advice: if somebody tries to get through to you, please listen. Don't just turn away from them. Someone may be trying to tell you something, and that something may be important for your future. This articulation card usually means that you may not be inclined to listen when someone says something, or when someone is conveying a message. Please listen. Don't close your ears and do the la la la. That is one thing, and that may happen at any point at this point. And this message is probably important and very likely beneficial for you. So even if it doesn't seem like that in the beginning, that is kind of what I see here. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thanks so much. And then next we've got Crystal.
The good part is you can go watch this on YouTube again, because there's been like a fire hose pointed at you with all this information and stuff. So hopefully you're just like not like trying to cram it all in and like your hands will gnarl up because you're trying to take notes. So remember, you can go check it out on YouTube. So some of what I'm going to say has kind of been said. So what comes up for me around this is a repeating pattern for you from childhood. Feels like you were a trauma survivor, and your job is mirroring or reflecting, you could say, the pattern of what that trauma was about, in that you weren't valued for who you were. You weren't seen for who you were. You were told you were this over here, and you tried to be that over there, but that doesn't work. That's like telling a dog to be an elephant. It can't happen. And I'm not saying you're a dog. I know you're getting what I'm talking about here. So,
I went away randomly.
okay.
What? What happened?
So you actually you're being called and you're ignoring the call. And the call is you need to step out of the box that you have described yourself into, and you're not that. You're way more than that. They're asking you to stop playing small. They're asking you to come forward and own your gifts and to release this past trauma. And part of what happens with this is when we go to manifest and do and create our life outside us, because our external reality is a reflection of our internal reality, then we manifest through our unconscious. And when we're little tiny babies, we're so open, we have no way to stop whatever we're programmed with. So the unconscious gets loaded with a lot of trauma, and then we don't know how to step out of what we got programmed with. And so it's going to be a combination of thinking about what you want. And a lot of people can't tell you what they want. They can tell you what they don't want, but they can't tell you what they want. So if you're not sure what you want, then you can say, okay, well, how do I want to feel? What do I want to see in my life? That type of thing. That'll get you going. Then you can say, what's stopping me? What would it mean if I was worthy? What would it mean if I could receive positive blessings and things that came to me? You're going to want to ask yourselves those kind of interview questions. That will get you started. You might want to look at some therapy. And you need to also practice some energy hygiene by grounding yourself, allowing white light to come down and clear your space. You're carrying a lot of garbage that doesn't belong to you. I'm getting the high sign here, so I got to back off. So the one last thing I'd like to say that's pretty common, it's a common denominator for anybody who's been through a lot of trauma, is trying to make difficult people like us. You are not responsible for another person's feelings. That's on them. So own your truth, own your value, and go forth and kick ass.
That's great. Maybe just a little teeny bit I'll add. I loved it in the beginning. I think it was DoveLight was sharing about anger, and a lot of other people agreed with some of the things you were saying. For me, this is a big well, great timing. You did it right as Lion Gate was getting started. So you're totally in sync with, feeling the big energies of what's here and facing that you wanted to change something. And then you're now in the place of facing that you really weren't appreciated, right? You gave so much and you weren't seen, you weren't appreciated. And so you're feeling probably the loss of that. And then letting yourself feel the anger, and not anger in, but anger outwards of like, I deserve better than this. Of course, that person was doing the best they could, and I deserve better than this. And that anger is part of what empowers you to choose a situation that's a better fit for you next time. So, yes, feeling these feelings that are here are healing, and it will help you get to the next best step on your path. Well, thanks so much for letting us support you. And Renata has a tiny little bit more to share. Go ahead, as long as it's brief. We've got a couple more questions to get to.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Go ahead.
Ask, allow, appreciate. Join the new AA. It's the new traveling club. Ask, allow, appreciate. And so all of us are talking about like paying attention. Just pay attention to how you do or don't pay attention. That in itself will shift the trajectory of what's going on with you. Like it doesn't have to be a big thing. We all sound like it's a big thing. It's not like a big thing. It's like a really, really, really minute thing. Just pay attention to how you're paying attention. and then see how you're spoken to when you ask. Show me. And then see what you're shown, and then do what you're shown. Yeah.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much for asking the question, letting us support you. All right, next we've got another, we've got someone that's going to come up on stage, and then someone else that is playing around with maybe a different question. All right. Let's see. So Teresa, you wanted to come up on stage with us. Let's see. Where are you? I just need your video on, and then I can bring you up.
My video's on.
You said your
Can
video's
you?
on. Ah, okay. It's just we can't see you, which is no big deal. You don't have to be seen.
Oh,
There might be something in front of your camera, or your camera's set to be off or something.
I
Zoom is
don't think
wacky
so.
sometimes. It's okay. You're here with us. We can hear you.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to say everything that everybody just said also resonates with me.
Mhm.
Like, yeah. Okay, so I went through a traumatic divorce. My ex-husband cheated on me with somebody very, very close to me that never should have happened. And it created such a wedge with me and my youngest. And now she only wants to go be with her dad, even though it wasn't anything that I did. So I went through a lot of spiritual work of, letting that go because it wasn't anything that I did. And so I've done all the processing, the grieving, the anger, all the emotions. I felt really good. Started trying to date. And then my ex-husband slept with my oldest daughter, which is not his biological kid. And then this week, my youngest wanted to go and stay with her sister and her niece. And my ex-husband drove my youngest daughter up there, and he stayed the night at my oldest daughter's house. And so I thought was like not going to even deal with it. Fine. I'm just going to let the narcissistic group do what they want to do. But then I don't know if it's part of the Lions Gate, but it really hit me, and I literally just felt like it stabbed me in the heart. And I started questioning why I'm even still here. And I don't know. I know that there's a shift going on in my life. And I don't want to be involved with toxicity, but I'm also starting to feel very alone because I'm sitting in a house by myself where I had a family of 4 living with me now. And I'm trying to open my spiritual gifts, and I want to be able to start channeling. And I'm not sure how to activate myself at the Lion's Gate and how to just shift myself away from all that trauma. I'm letting it go. I'm giving it away, and I'm letting them do what they're going to do. But I don't want to keep feeling like I'm stabbed in the heart. And I don't know how to shift that. I don't know how to use the Lion Gate to do that.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for your question. By the way, your video went on, so we can see you now.
Oh,
Yeah, it's great. So we got some of you during your question. Yeah. Yeah, thanks so much for sharing. Yeah, great big set of things. All right, we've got Goddess Renata in line, so she's going to go first, and then other people will come in after. Go ahead, Goddess Renata.
Hi, Miss Teresa Love. That's a big deal, honey.
yeah, it was very traumatic.
Mm-hmm. It's a big deal. T, the first letter in your name is the success letter. T is a crossroads. So, you're at a crossroads.
Yeah.
And so you can either honor that and you can observe how you are in that or not. But this clearly is a crossroads about you choosing. So everything that you acknowledge and notice and see, acknowledge it, know it, and see it. You do not have to be it.
Okay.
You can tap that out. there's lots of techniques. But right now you want to channel your own higher wisdom so that you become a fully embodied human being. And just because that stuff goes away, it doesn't mean that it doesn't ruminate in your memory banks a little bit. So
Yeah.
one step at a time, one breath at a time, slow it all the way down. That's what I got.
Thank you.
All right, great. Thank you guys, Renata, and then Diane, and then Alina. Go ahead, Diane.
Okay. You're in a heavy transformational time period, and the reality is you have to first start improving your self-talk. Okay. Everything about what you were talking about was all in this very depleted, negative kind of space. And you really need to take the time right now to balance the way you're talking to yourself. And it's all happening so that you can really start recognizing that there is joy and there's positivity to come, that there are these new beginnings for you, that it is not as scary as you're wanting to convince yourself it is right now. It's about building your confidence again. You were innocent to a good deal of what happened, and you got to give yourself that understanding, that compassion, that love, to forgive yourself for the inner child wound, for the side of you that isn't forgiving yourself for what happened. It's time to rewrite the story and to start chasing your life and yourself again. You can't change or undo what was done. And it hurts and there's a lot of feelings there, but it's time for you to channel that energy into exploring life again, allowing yourself to sit in new environments, in new groups, in new sittings. And the more you're exploring and enjoying life again, the more you're relaxing into who you are, the sooner you find yourself exactly where you're hoping to be. But it is going to start with that self-talk right now and really having passion for yourself and really living that passion day to day, moment to moment. It's that childlike energy. It's what makes me feel good, what makes me feel excited, what makes me laugh. Enjoy those little moments, even if it's only for a few seconds. Who cares if you laugh 4 seconds longer than everybody else at that moment? You chose to carry that positive vibration and energy, and you can harness yourself into that next space, utilizing every single moment of those. It just takes all these little moments to add up to help make that shift. And that's what you're working on right now. But we slow down through this time period to give ourselves that love and compassion. So do like a hippopotamus, go sit yourself in a bubble bath, go soak by some water, allow yourself to process the emotional space. Because when you're in that flow space, connecting with your emotional body, you're going to find your answer and your pursuit of what is going to make you feel good. And that's what you want to do. That's where you want to go. All right, I'm getting the sign. So next
Thank
one.
you.
Thanks so
Thank
much,
you.
Diane. Alina is next, and then Crystal, and then
All
Jenny.
right. So here's what I got. You're carrying a huge burden. It's heavy. Everybody is sitting in that, well, it's a rock, but it probably feels like a bag with everybody, and you're no center. So it's heavy and it's hard, and you can't drop it because you know that if you drop it, you're gonna go back to pick it up and start carrying it again. This is a very heavy time, and even those little roses in the corner, they kind of they may give you something to lay your eyes on, but they don't make the situation all that much better. When it comes to finding your spiritual gifts, it may feel like you're chasing a unicorn. Unicorns don't exist.
Yeah.
And it really can feel like I'm chasing this mythical creature that nobody believes in, well, because that doesn't exist. And it becomes a little frustrating, and it's enraging at times. This is why there is like, you're like that warrior over here, and there's a lot of red in the background because yeah, I want to chase it. I want to find it. I want to find what I do. I know I want to find what I can do. What kind of clair am I? What gift do I have? What kind of spiritual gift I can, bring to the table. But um, this right now it feels like you're chasing and it keeps disappearing, kind of like a hologram. Um, the advice is going to be piggybacking on what Diane just said. Find a safe way to release your emotions. There is a lot of emotion. There is a lot of rage. There is a lot of this anger and a lot of being mad and just uncontrollable anger. There is nothing wrong with feeling angry and enraged. Those are normal human feelings. I don't know why we put a bad rap on them, but it's the way how you manifest that matters, and how you release those emotions and how you show them. Find a safe and find a safe way to release those emotions. There are some. Um, I don't know if you've seen the link that Laureli put out under my name, but that Lionsgate algorithm will help you set intentions. There is another one for releasing emotions. If you need any more help, come to me fair tomorrow. I'll show it. I don't charge for that. It's something that everybody should know how to do. But yeah, there we go. Yeah, I got the sign. So,
Thank you.
but yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Alina. I was going to say, Diane, you put your hand back up. Is there anything you want to share briefly that's connected before we go on?
Yeah, it was actually just as far as boundaries go, you really need to put them up with your kids and family. There's some emotional kind of manipulation in the way that things are being said, being put on you, kind of shame, blame, guilt kind of thing.
Mhm.
And right now, you need to take the time to step back and take care of you. And ultimately, it's not that you're not stopping the love to them or anything of that nature, but sometimes we do have to take that step back and take care of ourselves. And right now, there's a really strong feeling that you need to set healthy boundaries with your loved ones right now so that you can recognize and rebuild your confidence and understand what it is you need for you right now. And that way you can see the magic to life again, because ultimately this has damaged your ability to see the magic, to find your happy, to have that Captain Hook, Peter Pan, what makes him fly moment, Rufio.
Yeah.
So truly, you gotta really get back to that balance. So set healthy boundaries,
Thank you.
really important right now.
Thank you.
Great, thanks. And your hand went down, but I think was Jenny next?
Yeah,
Okay, go ahead.
thank you. Probably took it down too soon. So Diane, were you the one that was talking about like the like even if it's only 4 seconds of, yeah, okay. So that was really cool. And I'm going to tie that into what I picked up when I heard you toward the end of what you were saying, talking about channeling and wanting to learn to channel. Something really quickened in me when I heard you say that, meaning I really felt a resonance like in your voice. I feel like there's something, a skill, a talent that's already there. And so tying it into what Diane said, that in the midst of all this healing that you're doing and the incredible words of wisdom that everybody's given you tonight, this pursuit of the channeling, slowly or enthusiastically, however you do it, I feel can add to those moments of more of the joy, because that's something you have a real, I can sense in your core, there's a strength and a power, and there's something in your voice. Like I literally heard, it's hard to explain. It was just this little slight difference in intonation that I heard when you said, you know, I want to do channeling. So I just wanted to acknowledge that and tie it into what Diane said about, you know, that's something that can start maybe helping you have more of those little pockets of joy in the midst of this time that you're going through.
Yeah,
And I wish you so much peace.
thank you. Yes.
All right, great. Thanks so much, Jenny. So next we've got Crystal and then DoveLight, and then Goddess Renata has a little bit more. Go ahead, Crystal.
So I only have 3 minutes and there's a lot going on. So
Sorry.
no, that's okay. That's okay. That's, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. You need to do a retrieval of all your energy and parts of you back from your family, especially your ex-husband. He is holding parts of you hostage and sucking the energy out of it. You've got big cords coming to you from him. Um, it's like you need to go to an urgent care clinic for empaths and get yourself scrubbed up and cleaned and get all the bugs and cooties off of you because you have a little parade going on here. This negative energy that's not belonging to him, it belongs to a different entity or more than one. That's also latching onto you like a big parasitic energy tick. You need to get that pulled off of you and cleared off of you. You need to review the soul contract that you have with your ex-husband and your children and bring it into present time because it's out of present time. There's a lot of stuff that you agreed to that no longer exists, and so that needs to be cleared and let go. Before you start channeling, you need to get better at being grounded, cleaning your energy, and shielding yourself. And that's a daily practice. That's not something like, oh, I think I should probably do that. No, you need to start doing this as a daily practice. You do carry big energy with you. But you've been shamed a lot, and so you've shut a lot of it down. And you got told the message that you have to give it all away to everybody, which is simply not true. You can't give what you don't have. We'll have our little cup, right? You've got to fill your cup, and then whatever overflows, you can give that away, but this belongs to you. If we can't show up fully replete with ourselves, then there's no reason to show up because nobody's getting anything. They're just getting dust bunnies, and you're just bleeding yourself out for nothing. It doesn't serve anybody, especially ourselves, to be miserable. There's no rule that says you have to be miserable. Sometimes we feel guilty if we're happy. And it's like, well, how does more suffering make the world any better? It doesn't. When you're happy, it raises your vibrational rate. It helps everybody else around you. So there's a lot of different steps for you to take so that you can start on this true path that is yours to do. And I believe you have the will and the strength to do it. It's kind of like now, okay, like who do I go talk to? Who do I see for these things? It's like asking your friend, hey, who's your doctor? Who's your dentist? Who's your mechanic? It's like you got to get some resources put in place so that you've got support to do this level of work. And you know this.
Yeah.
You know this.
I just said I need to go to a spiritual women's group for healing because I don't know what to do.
Well,
I need help.
Well, we have to ask because we have free will. So you can say, hey, Spirit, my guides, my angels, please, I'm asking you to all be with me and walk with me. Help me as I make my way forward. I'm listening. And they will do that. And I'm getting the wavy rock thing that's giving me, going to have a seizure if she keeps doing that. So you can go back to this on YouTube and you can check it out for all this information. So, okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Crystal. No seizures for anybody, please. DoveLight is next, and then Goddess Renata has a little bit more.
May I ask if it's okay with you? You don't have to answer. You can choose not to answer. Do you have problems with alcohol or depression, or you stay like longer times with fatigue?
Oh, I have fatigue. Yes, I do drink. I'm working on quitting on that. I'm not drinking every day, but when I am emotional, I will have a drink because it kind of calms me down. But
Okay.
I don't know how to fill my cup. I never have. And a coping mechanism, I guess. I only know how to take care of others. I don't know how to fill my bucket. I'm working on that.
It's okay. Whatever I say, if it doesn't resonate, take it out to the garbage. I'm just
Yeah.
a regular person. My recommendation for you, find a licensed mental health counselor who can help you go through this, through the depression, through the absence, through the alcohol. And it is very important. If you truly want to open up the gate for the portal, if you truly want to channel, connect to your body first. It might be a longer process. It not might be right away when you get everything answered. Highly recommended find a licensed mental therapy that you trust. You can complement that with some alternative like forest or nature mental walks, things like that. I think very strongly that you are a beautiful soul, a person who loves, but there's also a lot of absences. I don't want to say it like this, but a lot of negligence. Even the little girl took upon it. The oldest girl energetically, I can see that she felt alone. She actually was trying to look for a happiness that she couldn't find. It was very messy. I definitely can tell you that there is a lot of guilt and regret for what happened. But at that time, they thought that they were able to find a happiness that they couldn't at that moment. The little girl, it's very mature for her age. She's still trying to understand things. But it is very important if you choose to do so to honor your feelings, but also look for help, look for support. You don't have to do this alone. I feel like your daughter is very intuitive. She eventually will decide when to move on or not. But it's about not feeling guilty, but being accountable because sometimes we are not aware of how much we are hurting ourselves and hurting others. When we don't know, we don't know. So my recommendation is find the help that you need and that you are not alone because it is not about blaming others without being accountable for what we did to others. And I'm not excusing what they did or not did, but it was extremely messy. And until we don't change something, everything is going to keep being the same. And was very, very horrible for everybody involved. Everybody involved. Even the oldest daughter, very, very hurtful what happened. I feel like the person can be a little bit manipulative, better in their own consciousness. They thought they were actually getting away or a safer place than where they are. Highly recommended. You're not alone. Look for the help. Be in your body as much as you can. Find for somebody to talk to, the crisis line, maybe a spiritual group around you that you might trust. But you have to own it. You have to be in your body if you choose to do so and be patient with your journey. When we are caught in an addiction, it's usually because we don't want to feel a pain. And sometimes we need help to be able to feel, process, and acknowledge. And we're not machines that one day I'm going to be healing, another way. No, it takes time. Highly recommended. Honor your journey, honor where you are, but it's also about being accountable for what we also did if we resonate.
Thank you. Yes.
Thanks, DoveLight. Yeah, and I'll mention about that too, like being here tonight, being in different online groups and being in person with other people that are really supporting you with where you're going is really important. So like if you can make it, we're going to be in Ocean Shores, August 16, 17. We're going to be in Bellevue, August 23, 24. I know you're in the Washington area, so come to be in person with as many things as you can. If you just sit.
And I think I need that
space.
I need to be around people that are spiritual through the growth that I'm going through because I feel like I'm doing it by myself. You know, I went to counseling and the lady said, you already know how to do the steps. But then I find myself alone and then just sad. And so,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
working on it.
being with people and
Yeah.
being emotionally met is really important, not just intellectually knowing how to do something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Let's see. So
Thank
we've
you,
got
everybody.
oh, we got a little teeny bit more, guys. Renata wants to share a little bit more. Crystal wants to share a little bit more, and we've got another
Just,
question in line.
just a
Go ahead.
couple visual suggestions, because I'm very much into us ladies and how we can use color and those accoutrements to shift the energy, but mostly to shift the energy that comes at you.
Okay.
I'm noticing a couple of things that I think would be, I spent like 30 years in the modeling profession, so I'm coming from that space, purely aesthetic. Excuse me.
Yeah.
I would recommend you cut your hair.
Okay.
You've had that style for a long time. Throw some color in it, some highlights in it.
Okay.
Shift the focus so you're a lot softer.
Okay.
Like
Thank you.
softer. Buy yourself some colored underwear and bra.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Probably you would never wear on the outside.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wear it on the inside.
Okay.
And that energy of you feeling alone, once you go shopping, I love the Goodwill.
Yeah.
Not for underwear, but for some of the other accoutrements, a cool shirt,
Yeah.
something different. Shift how you look. So when you look in the mirror, you're like, oh. And then when people see you, like Crystal said, there's lots of attachments. There's lots of sucking on you.
Right. Yeah.
Mix them up. They're used to sucking on the old you. Shift it up, girl. It's time. Get some new eyeglass frames and put some color around your neck. Wear some jewelry. I see you've got a piece here that probably deflects the energy or that.
My
Get
in-charges.
some more stones. More.
Okay.
Put some jewelry on your hands.
Okay.
People know I'm coming. I'm
Right.
big. It's a skill. Use
Okay.
the womanly skill that you have, because your husband's probably, and your kids are probably used to, oh, mom just always looks that way. Next time they see you, like Crystal said, like a psychic place to go clean it up.
Yeah.
Who's your hairdresser? I'd
I
start,
don't have one.
you go find, like
Yeah.
someone that'll shake me up. I'll just say, do whatever you want, make me look more gorgeous than I am. That's who you
Okay.
want to go to. Give them carte blanche.
Okay.
Spend $300-$400 on yourself. Go get some highlights in your hair. Make it like you got to go back to the salon to look good.
Okay.
You know what I
All
mean?
right. Thank
And then
you.
response. People are like, "Oh, you look good." I'm not you. Oh, you look good. What'd
Yeah.
you do? Do something aesthetically that you don't ever do. Like step outside of your comfort zone.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. I like that.
Oh, good. I'm glad
I
you
like
like
that.
that.
Thanks, Goddess Renata. Crystal's got something, and then DoveLight's got a couple other things somewhere in the chat. Go ahead, Crystal.
So sometimes when all of us struggle with self-worth, I like to use this analogy. So have you ever put together a jigsaw puzzle?
Yes.
Okay, so the box cover says it's supposed to look like that, right?
Yeah.
Well, imagine the box cover is the divine. We are all puzzle pieces. And that puzzle is not complete unless we're all there. We all have value. We all matter. We all are important to the overall scheme of things. So whenever you start feeling like you don't matter, remind yourself that you do. You are a puzzle piece. You matter. I mean, have you ever gotten done and you're missing a piece and you're like, ah, frick, where's the piece? This thing isn't
Yeah.
complete. That's the whole point. It's not complete unless you're there.
Okay.
Okay? So you
Thank
matter.
you.
You have
Thank
value.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
needed that.
Crystal. And DoveLight sharing a few things in the chat. DoveLight, do you want to come on and share them? They're in the video too. I'll read them out if DoveLight doesn't come on.
I also
DoveLight's
posted
there
something
she
in the
is.
chat around that as well.
Oh,
Okay, great.
yes. It's called, I think there is also peer support specialist. The reason why I was strongly giving the guidance to find for a licensed mental health, because it's more longer than just counseling, maybe a psychologist, therapist, that type of more consistent. I don't know if you do have the means or you can find help with that. But there is also free YouTube videos. It's called Dr. Gabo Mate, specifically Gabor Mate. I'm picking up if will be beneficial if you choose to, along
Yes.
with the previous recommendation. But thank you so much for being here. I bless in your journey
Thank
for
you.
clarity.
That's great. And then, yeah,
Thank you.
Crystal has the other one in a reply to that comment. Go ahead, Crystal.
Yeah, it's a YouTube channel. The man's name is Patrick Tehan, and I wrote it in the chat. And
Okay.
he grew up in trauma. He became a therapist, and so he's got a YouTube platform that's free. There's like 1,000 videos on there.
Okay.
And he's into, like, he calls it emotional recovery, and it's recovering from trauma, from different levels of abuse. And it's just so many insights. It'll be like, God, why didn't I think of that? Or I didn't realize that, or whatever. So he even has a community. I don't know if it costs anything to join the community, but there's a massive amount of support and information and stuff to help you build on your own personal self.
Okay.
Yeah, for your
Thank you. I'll watch it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you, Laureli.
Thank you.
Welcome. Thanks so much, Teresa, for being here and
Thank
for
you, everybody.
taking care of
Thank you.
yourself. Yeah, and asking for support and being here and supporting yourself. Really appreciate it. I'm
Thank
going to
you.
see you a bunch over the next month. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Okay, great. We got another question. Mariah, are you ready? All right, Mariah
Hi.
on stage. Great.
Hi. Thank you everyone for sharing all this stuff. I know that like as a collective, it seems like it's really hitting all of us at the same time from what I've heard, which is awesome because it's doing that for me too. So
Good.
Yeah. I as well have been going through a lot of really big transitions and in ways that like I'll have a vision of like what is to come. And I'm like, so in April, I'm like, okay, that's going to be it. And then by June, my world is completely shifted. And now by August, it's like another 180. And I'm like sitting in this position where I have this seemingly fresh start, so to speak. And I guess I feel like in this position that I'm in, for the most part, like 90%, I know which direction I need to go, but there's like this 10% that's like, am I feeding something that needs to just be let go of, which is like a relationship, and I'm not very experienced in relationships. But I ask this not for like the answer, but more so for myself, because I'm someone who believes that like soulmates, they come in and they teach you things, and especially when it comes to like on like the love level, if those two people decide to work and grow and build together, then it's good, right? You just keep on doing that, and that's like, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I guess I'm wondering if I'm being distracted away from this opportunity I have to focus entirely on myself, or if I'm allowing my trauma to get in the way of like, anything. Does that make sense?
I want to point out in the way you asked the question, you didn't actually ask, is it this or this? You said, is it this or is it this?
Yeah, I guess to focus, I guess we would focus then on like specifically the relation part of it. And if I'm like, if it's going to be holding me back from like, I'm learning so much, and I think that like I'm utilizing it in a way that's helping me grow and evolve. And also, am I like allowing my trauma to like sustain something that maybe isn't sustainable, or am I allowing it to grow into, does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
But also, moreover, like I don't, like my biggest concern is I wouldn't want the opportunity I have now with the rest of my life to be negated for, which I don't think I would do. General reading, please. I don't know.
No, it's okay. I think you're saying, so like, can I try summarizing and just these are my
Sure.
words? Right. So
Yeah.
there's a relationship and you're in the lessons of the relationship and some of it seems really good and it's feeding you and you're worried that you're going to be distracted in this and you're repeating trauma and you're not going to take the opportunity that's here for you. And it's a great big opportunity and an opening and you saw this coming and you feel some fear that you're going to not step into this. And the relationship being a way of distracting yourself.
Yeah, I feel like things have changed so much. Like, yeah, it's just kind of confusing the shifts that have happened. And I want everything to like flow and I'm trying to flow, but it's like, what do I need to get rid of in order to become the highest version of myself? Not necessarily saying the relationship itself, but because I do think that that other person is engaging and intentional and being more intentional and stuff, which is confusing.
All right, great. Thank you for your question. All right. So Diana is ready. Go, Diane.
Okay, so I'm being guided to say that you're overthinking a lot of your spaces right now.
Yeah.
And you really got to give yourself more love and compassion. Why does it have to be either or? If it's genuine love and it's real love, then you pursuing what you want, what lights you up, what makes you feel alive, what brings you joy, ultimately will work everything else out. Your fear factor comes into the fact that you can't control or write the story because other people are involved. But what you need to be writing is your story right now, what you want to do with your energy. And yes, it is scary to trust someone, to trust yourself again, to trust that you're worthy of love to receive and to live in a higher space with all these opportunities that are coming at you, to be able to trust your guidance system that says take the leap. I mean, you're in a beautiful place right now, but you're overthinking it. You're blocking your own love for self right now. And you are given this beautiful opportunity right now to create from it, to be a leader and to really show others who are watching you how to do it, how to guide themselves into a better place, into a happier place. And the opportunity's there, but you really got to get out of your head right now. You're overthinking this space right now. You got to give yourself that love and compassion. Recognize you did the work. You can't go back to being who you were. And there's so much fear in reliving an old story that, or missing something because of old programs. You know, it's time to really sit with yourself and to recognize all these spaces and to realize they're not what you're writing now. So why are you holding on to it or trying to write with it? Your emotions right now will ultimately feed the new chapter, the new birth, the new existence of your life and going through this 8-8 portal. So take that moment right now to really give that love and passion back into yourself. Leo energy, you know, they know how to give it to themselves, to encourage themselves to power and fuel their own energy source. And right now, it's really time for you to do that. Trust if love is for you, if this love is for you, it doesn't matter where you're going. You'll figure it out. If there's another door, another path you're supposed to walk, you'll find it because you were trusting your heart and your intuition and your guidance system to live in that higher space, that higher frequency. So give yourself that time right now. You've already got the opportunities. Know you've already done the work. Celebrate yourself right now. Everything else will find itself. Celebrate life. Celebrate you. You've done it. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Thanks, Diane. All right, next is Crystal and then Alina and then DoveLight.
The mind is really weird. It thinks it's the gardener and it's really the shovel. So it thinks it's in charge, but it's not. So when the mind gets freaked out, the mind's not afraid for you. The mind is afraid for itself. It's not going to give a crap about you. It's itself that's all lit up. And then that ties back to the programming you got, and that's all linked in by trauma into your, limbic system, your reptile brain, and that goes off, and we get pulled away from that. It's like if you're cooking and the smoke detector goes off, you're like, it's more annoying than anything. You're like, okay, I know the house isn't on fire. In the middle of the night, if the smoke detector goes off, you probably a little more want to get out of bed and see what that's all about. So right now, you have to hold the distinction between, is it really a fire, or is this just an inconvenience because the mind is flipping out? You are challenging that old prime directive trauma programming that you got. You are highly intuitive. You have a very strong inner voice, but the mind is the one that's pushing you away for it. And then you get on that hamster wheel and you can't get out. So affirmations will help. They will keep you in present time. And then you build off of each one of those affirmations. They're the next little step into the future. And when we are setting an affirmation, then we are in present time. We're not reactive. We are intentionally, with intention, responding. Okay. The other thing about trauma growing up, sometimes we think, well, maybe this is as good as I'm going to get. And, I can't get rid of this because I don't know if anything better is going to come. And this person likes me and I like them. And when this comes up on an energy level, it's not that this person is a bad person. They don't even have the tank to hold the energy that you possess. It's like you are driving a tanker with fuel, and this person's over here with a Bic lighter. Not to take away from this person, not to take away that they have a good heart, but they're not your match. You can step up your game and get someone who is really your match, and that scares the living boo out of you. So these are all things to look at about why you're willing to settle, your self-worth, um, and also wanting things to happen because then it'll distract you away from having to look at all that. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So again, nothing against this person that you're involved with. It's just you're like college level and this person's, down a lot lower in their conscious awareness and their development. You're not honoring who you actually are. And that's why all this stuff is coming up. That's why you're spinning your wheels, because you're trying to pull all this stuff together because the nervousness or the fear, the anxiety about, well, what if, I mean, this person wants me. This person wants me. This person likes me. I mean, how do I let go of that? What if nobody else ever shows up and does that?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm getting the high sign. You can do something that's more in alignment with you. And so you can hold that as your mantra, if you will. Is this choice getting me closer to what I want? Or is this choice taking me farther away from what I want?
Mm-hmm.
And go with that gut, because you got it. It's there.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Hey, great. Thanks, Crystal. Next we have Alina, then DoveLight, then Goddess Renata. And you have some
Okay, I'm
cards.
starting to have a feeling that my cards are parroting Diane. This is quantum leap. Whatever it is that you are trying to achieve, it feels like a giant leap of faith. Will I fall? Will I make it to the other side? You have no idea. But this is what it feels like. It's probably scary, exciting at the same time. Driving a motorcycle with your mouth open. Yeah, that's the feeling. That's why I said that, my cards are parroting Diane. She started talking, I started turning them over, and it's like what she said. Yeah. Again, parroting Diane. Love yourself. Give yourself all the TLC you can find. Okay. This is the very depiction of Taurus, and I know this card is a bit graphic, but she is looking at herself in the mirror. She has everything around her. The weather is lovely. There is like all kinds of goodies, fruit, and this water, and birds chirping, and trees are blossoming. Is she interested in all of that? Well, maybe a little bit, but she's mostly interested in herself, and admires herself in the mirror. Be like Taurus, okay? Admire yourself in the mirror. Give yourself all those good things. Love yourself. That is this a very materialistic side of Venus. Venus is about love, but this is the love that you show yourself through things, okay? Through goods, through good food and good things and luxury things, and looking at yourself in the mirror and admiring yourself. Whatever it is that hurt you, don't let it stop you. You may slow down. You know, it may slow you down. It's gonna be a little painful to walk, and it's gonna be slower, but don't stop. Don't let that be the end. This pain is temporary. But it may last some time, but it will end one day, and you will be able to walk like you have wings on your feet. You don't have them right now because you've been hurt. But by no means let that stop you. Okay? That is the one advice I can give.
Thank you.
All right, great. Thank you, Alina. Next is DoveLight, then Goddess Renata.
Thank you so much for taking the time to ask this question. We all diverse and unique. When I start listening to people's voices, start picking up from the soul. That's why sometimes a clear question and clear answers. But then when they say general message, I might get what spirits want me. But then people sometimes wait. But I didn't want to ask about this person. But I wanted. So that's what I was clear. I wasn't like that, like a little bit confused, because I was picking up a lot of anxiety, a lot of fear for the future, things that haven't happened yet that run through my mind. So I wasn't sure if you were asking about this relationship, the relationship with your missionary, what I'm supposed to do here, or about the traumatic part that happened in the past. Because I noticed that you mentioned too much trauma, but it happened. But what about the traumatic response that happened within you? Because I'm picking up here within the relationship, there are moments that things wants to express, but I'm not sure how to navigate with that. Communication, it's the recommendation, the key. There is communication, which is good. A little bit of controlling, but in a good way, responsible, somebody in the relationship in general, but there is like this soul level connection, affection. Remember, soulmates come to this lifetime to teach us something. There's no such thing as like forever together unless they really wanted to do it together, or there is like a type of contract. But here I'm picking up that there is like a good compatibility with your relationship. But the key is what we were speaking about. You were saying trauma. Recommendation here, if it resonates with you, ask. If you haven't done so, maybe you already did. Ask yourself what happening within you when you feel triggered. Write it down. Record your voice. What happening within me when I'm getting triggered, and how can I feel safe? Write down. Will this make me feel safe if my partner does in communicating with your partner? I feel like he will be very open to listen to you. So relationships are between two people. Nobody is set in stone for granted. And when you start both together, you start learning and expanding. So communicating this partner things that makes you feel safe and triggered, that will help you to understand also what is it that you truly want in a relationship. And if this is compatible, then it's good. And no relationship is perfect. It's a work in progress. So to be honest, one of the most beautiful things in this universe is when you have a reciprocated love. Reciprocated love, because nobody can force nobody to love somebody, to care for somebody. So even though real love is eternal, we also experience the momentarities or the stages or the cycle. So I feel like 1000% stay in the present. There is a book by Eckhart or something like that, say the present now. You can, if you haven't done so, The Power of Now, I think it's called in English. You can listen to that for free on YouTube. because anxiety is fear for the future. What will happen? Will I make it? Will you going back? Highly recommended as well. Do the soul retrieval. I feel a part of your soul still, no, your soul, a little part of yourself also still there energetically, because then you go back to, it's like a little girl telling their mom or somebody, hey, this is what happened to me. Also like be my witness type of energy, energetically. Now, regarding your soul life calling or what you're supposed to be doing, there is still some learning about, oh my God, I have like the whole thing to read. You have intuition, you have abundance. They ask you to focus on your goals, put it in down paper, deadlines, work step by step. Highly, from a year from now, a good opportunity to grow and expand your awareness, but it's a lot of working within you. It's not a waste of time. Every single thing that you're learning now, it's going to help in your life mission. Sometimes they don't tell us this is my life mission. Sometimes when we walk in it, we discovering it. And definitely beautiful soul, trust yourself, confidence. Yeah, confirmation. One of your soul lessons in this lifetime is to learn to trust yourself. So for you, trusting yourself even feel a little bit like sensible topic. Soul retrieval recommended. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, DoveLight. And Goddess Renata is next.
You're a pretty young lady. Are you over 30?
I'm about to be 31.
Okay.
I'm Leo.
Okay, Saturn return. That's a cool thing.
Yeah.
Interesting for you, my love. So I'm picking this up strongly. I've been married for 40 years to the same man, 5 different lifetimes, different contexts, brother, sister, healer, friend, that kind of thing. Point to that is you want to play the field. I get that about you. And so it's not necessary for you to commit or tie yourself down to the relationship. In fact, the 2 cards I pulled, the first one you're talking or listening to you articulate your question when you said, I guess to focus. I circled it. I guess I have 2 focuses. You're good. Just claim that. You know, it's like you don't have to be interested in the one person that shows you some respect, opens your door, pays for a meal, says, I love you, you're cute, you know, paints your toenails on Sunday. That's nice. But, you know, you can play the field. You're way too young unless you're planning on settling down now. You want to have kids. You want to have a family. You know, I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that relationship out of your mouth. So as a wise woman, 68, married 40 years, we both grown in the relationship. And it's super important for you to honor that feminine energy. The second card I pulled up was the Jack. So initiate and it's the Jack of Hearts. So there needs to be a certain amount of funness and flirtiness and, you know, being clear about that you can ask for the love that you want to receive in your life. That actually is your job. End of story. So you can ask. So, you know, check out are you mirroring what your parents did or what people tell you should do? There's all that stuff in there. And when you just stop for a minute, observe what's going on, and then listen to that, you'll kind of get your cues. And then people will start to show up in your life that'll reflect that back to you. Other girlfriends, other people, guys, the opportunities to like go, oh, you know what? I'm really not that interested in you. I like you. I even kind of love and appreciate you. But I could probably like and love and appreciate a few people right now in my life. And I'm not talking about sexual intimacy, but I am talking about intimacy and letting people into your life. I don't believe people need to knock boots when they first meet. That makes things a little more convoluted. You know, keep the distance. Don't be moving in, sharing toothbrushes and all of that stuff. She's laughing because she's like done it already. Oops, too late. You're good.
No, I had a toothbrush there and he started using it. And I was like, really?
Oh, I love you, Mariah. That's so great. You're good. You're good. I mean, it is kind of like challenging in our culture to be an attractive woman that like you're not married yet. I got married at 29, you know? You know, and my I gotta say this real quick. I know you're gonna give me the flirter, the little thingy thing, but I met my husband in like at the boat race weekend, and he comes up to me and he's like, you know what? Say your name. It's so pretty. I don't want to say it wrong. And I'm like, you are so smooth on your feet. We were married 6 months later because he proposed in a way that I could go, I couldn't see why not. And 40 years later, we're still together. We've made I mean, ooh, huge growth spurts, but we never had like struggles. It was all about me with me, him with him, and then we're like 300% a team. We figured that out pretty early. So that's why we've grown. So give yourself the opportunity to find or to let a really sweet relationship find you.
Thank you.
That's great. Anyone have anything else for Mariah before we finish?
Yeah,
DoveLight, go ahead.
just to say that if you haven't done so already, it's something that brings a lot of safety back to your body is to truly ask yourself, what is it that I want in a relationship? And that can help you to make like a map or a guide to navigate if you can communicate, if you can walk toward or how to work with it. Because if you don't ask or you don't know what you want, then it's going to be confusing because then you want to please this person, but you don't feel well, or you do feel well, but the other one. So that's how we learn and grow by trial, going up and down in relationships. And thank you.
Thanks, DoveLight. Thank you so much, Mariah, for your question and your wondering and your opening to everything with us.
Thank you, everyone.
Welcome.
All right, and we have made it to the end of our panel. We're going to have everyone on the panel go around and introduce yourselves again, share your special, share all the ways that people can contact you. So it's in the video. I'm going to put it in the chat right now. Thank you, everyone, for being here and supporting us to have a panel. Thank you, panelists, for being here. This is great. We're just going to go in the order on the screen. I've got Diane, Goddess Renata, Crystal, Jenny, Alina, and then DoveLight. So go ahead, Diane.
You can reach me at amysticaljourney.com or email me at amysticaljourney888@gmail.com. Otherwise, catch me at one of the upcoming MeWe fairs or check out my website for other local events. But tomorrow, I am doing a Quantum Leap portal healing and activation. It will be at 8 o'clock. It is on Zoom. So if you go to my website, you can follow the instructions for getting yourself access to that. So I hope everybody has a wonderful 8-8 portal and lead from the heart. Lead from the heart.
Thank you so much, Diane. See Diane tomorrow. Next, we have Goddess Renata.
Yes, absolutely. So I will also be offering a nice special 30 minutes for $30 at the event on Saturday. Is it Saturday? No, it's tomorrow.
The fair is tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll be there tomorrow. Okay, so I'm doing that. And let's see, go to Renata World Big Cartel and you can check to see what my special is, and you can also see the other things that I offer. And if you just do to my link tree /Goddess Renata, it goes to my YouTube channel. It goes to all of my social media links, and then you can check me out. And you can also get my phone number and give me a call, make an appointment. 253-441-8530 or goddessrenata@icloud.com.
Thank you, Goddess Renata. Next is Crystal.
Thank you all for being here this evening. This was great. You can reach me at crystal@iknowstuff.me, or you can go to my website, which is iknowstuff.me. Every person that I sit with, it's a unique experience. There are no two readings that are the same. So the information that I get is tailored specifically for you. And if you feel a calling that this is a connection you'd like to make, then feel free to go to my website and check stuff out. I also will be at the MeWe Fair in Bellevue, which is in a couple weekends from now. So you can also find me there if you like. It's been a pleasure, and I hope you all have a great portal experience. Thank you.
Thanks, Crystal. Yeah, that's August 23 and 24 in Bellevue. And then also on Saturday, August 23, Crystal and Matt and Kai are having a special event where they're working together on people simultaneously. So you can learn more about that up on the website shortly.
I forgot about that. Do you mind if I talk about
Go
that?
ahead, say something about that for a moment. Go ahead.
Okay. So as Laureli just said, myself and two other practitioners, Kai, who is an energy expert, there's no describing Kai. She's just phenomenal. And then Matt himself is a hands-on healer. He pulls in divine energy. I've watched him do his work, and the results are pretty freaking amazing. So us three are all going to work together on an individual, starting at 5 o'clock that Saturday at the MeWe Fair. It's an opportunity I don't think you'll ever experience again. We're calling it Mischief, Magic, and Mayhem. So if you feel like you want more information about it, feel free to reach out to me, or if you have Kai or Matt's contact information, you can reach out to them. So yeah, I keep spacing that out. So thank you for bringing that up, Lorelei.
It's going to be limited to, I can't remember if it's like 10 or 12 people. So it's a small number of people. We've already
Yeah.
sold one ticket. So yeah. So Teresa, I see your interest. You want to go, right? We got to make sure you get one of those tickets. All right.
Yes,
Great. Thank
please.
you, Crystal. Yeah, you
Thank
got
you.
it. Okay. So next we've got Jenny.
So you can reach me on my website, which is miracleswithjenny.com. And my email is miracleswithjenny@gmail.com. And I'm going to be at the event tomorrow night. I'll be doing mini readings in my private room and a talk as well. And I'm really grateful that all of you are here tonight. It was so wonderful to have this positive energy all in one spot. So take care, everybody.
Thanks, Jenny. Next we've got Alina and then DoveLight.
I too will be at the MeWe Fair tomorrow, and I will be doing mini readings using the same deck that I just sampled for you today, and a talk on neurographics. I am not sure which algorithm I'll be showing, but chances are it's going to be the 8-8 algorithm, just to guide others through. So if you have any questions about the video that is in the link or the PDF file, either stop by tomorrow or just email me at subtle.matters@outlook.com, and I will either connect with you or answer on my email or anything. I'm pretty easy to reach. Sometimes it just takes time because I also have a full-time job, which you have noticed today. So thank you for bearing with my being in the meeting room and then with my colleagues and then with my driving and all of that. This is something I have not done before, but it was interesting. Also was interesting to see how I got into a green wave while talking. All the lights turned green on the road, and there were probably 15 of them in front of me. So I couldn't even stop to look in the camera because I had to go. So that was an interesting experience. But I can be found in many different ways, and I will be at MeWe Fair online tomorrow. And thank you for letting me do this for you, and thank you for your trust. Most importantly, because yeah, that is one of the most important things for a reader, for you to trust us. Thank you.
Well, great. Thank you. And it's great the way you have the camera set now where we can see your cards really easily. Oh, I want to mention too, so tomorrow is the online fair from 5 to 9 Pacific time. And then on Saturday from 5 to 7:30 p.m., we have another panel, and it's on starting, growing, scaling spirit-led businesses. And Goddess Renata and Jenny are both going to be on that too. So we have lots of events the next few days. And DoveLight, tell us about you two.
I'm very grateful to be here. Thank you for the space. One of the rituals that I'm going to do tomorrow of the 8-8 is writing a piece of paper with the green color, your affirmations in the present time. And it's very important to read them out loud because I feel like we're talking about the Leo, the lion. It's also about self-confidence and trust yourself. One of the main, I don't want to call it blockers, but the key is that we don't trust that we deserve it. We don't trust that we're not going to have it. And that can actually block us or delay our manifestations. So one of the beautiful rituals they can do tomorrow to take advantage of the 8-8 energy is to do those affirmations, those putting it down. I trust myself. I deserve it in present time, as if you already have it. I have a discount, 20% if you write the word summer on my website. So you can book a session with me. We're gonna have a private one-on-one session, and I work with your spirit guides, with your in the fairs, doing private sessions by donation, and most likely I'm also gonna do a talk, and I'm gonna send the information to Laureli soon. So thank you for their patience, and that's it. I am very grateful to be here and very grateful to learn from everybody because we are so diverse and unique, and we'll bring. It's like we're different flowers from the garden of God, you know. So that's really, really nice to be around. Okay, thank you, everybody.
Oh, it's great. So yeah, so 5 of us are going to be in the online fair tomorrow night. So come to the fair from 5 to 8 p.m. and then go to Diane's event at 8 p.m. Pacific time tomorrow night. And the link to the fair is in the chat. All right. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for being here. I know someone else just joined us. Sorry you joined us right here at the end. This has been the panel on Lionsgate activation, cosmic activation zone that is right now. And one of the talks tomorrow is going to be about how it's even better coming in a few days than it is tomorrow. So come to the fair and find out all about that. We are so excited to be with you. This video is going to go up on YouTube. I'm going to head down to the Fasternet tomorrow. And thank you so much, everyone, for doing this all together. It's been a lovely panel. Thanks for your questions. Thanks for all your attention and openness and learning and support of the space energetically. You can learn more about all of our events at MeWeFairs.com.